Hello. In this chapter, we are going to study nutrition in animals. Do you remember the previous chapter what we studied? Yes, in the previous chapter, we studied about nutrition in plants. Now we are going to study nutrition in animals. So, do you remember what nutrition is? Nutrition is the process of taking food and absorbing the nutrients from the food, that is digestion. How food is taken by the organism, how the food is absorbed, the nutrients absorbed by the organism. The total process is known as nutrition. Nutrition, the word nutrition is related to the word nutrients. So, do you remember the main components or nutrients of food? Carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins, minerals, fats, all are the components, components or nutrients, what we call them, nutrients of the food. So in this space you can write down those important components, what we call them, nutrients. Okay. So these nutrients, just like carbohydrates, proteins or fats that we are intaking, they will be very larger molecules. They will be highly complex molecules. They will be big molecules, so that our body cannot absorb them directly. For that purpose, they will have to break down into simpler substances or simple compounds. Complex to simpler. Convert the complex molecule or bigger molecule into smaller molecule or simpler substances. That breaking down, here you can see this carbohydrate complex substance into simpler. See this complex, it's a very lengthy chain, it has been cut down into short form. So this kind of process in which the complex substances are broken down into simpler compounds are known as digestion. Once the digestion has been taken place, the digested nutrients will be absorbed by our body through our blood. Okay, different ways of taking food. You know that different organisms will be having different eating habits, or their way of eating will be different. Some may be sucking. You might have seen bee and butterfly sucking the nectar from the flower. And babies will be taking the milk of their mother. And snakes will be swallowing the food as such. So different methods are adopted by different organisms to take their food. The intake of food will be done by different mechanisms in different organisms. So you can fill this box in which you will have to write about the kind of food they ate and the mode of feeding. How do they take the food? Okay, here an amazing fact is given. So let's see what it is. Whose picture is given? Yes, starfish. It's the picture of a starfish. You know where starfish you can find? Yes, in sea. So starfish has a habit of taking food in it's a very interesting way, amazing way actually it is. The starfish will be taking out its stomach. When it sees a prey, it will take out its stomach from its body and capture the prey. And the prey will be in its stomach. And once the prey gets into the stomach, he will put that stomach back to its body. Understood? It's very interesting. He will take up the stomach from its body out and capture the prey. Then he will keep the stomach back to its body. And digestion will be taking place in the stomach within its body. Okay. Digestion in humans. So, our digestion is entirely different from that of starfish, isn't it? We are not taking out our stomach out and we are not capturing the food and keeping it back. So that is not happening in our body. Our process is entirely different and it is complex also. Our digestive process starts from our mouth. We intake our food through our mouth. So mouth and buccal cavity, they together constitute the starting of the digestion. And next the food goes to the esophagus or the food pipe. And this, after that, you can see in this picture, the food pipe is after that, once it reaches the food pipe, it will be, this is the food pipe, and once it reaches the food pipe, it will be going to the stomach. From that stomach, it will be going to small intestine. This is the small intestine. then to the large intestine, and finally to the rectum and anus. That is, the undigested food will be going to the anus and it will be ejected out from our body. That is known as excretion, ejecting out from our body the undigested food. So starting from our buccal cavity to the anus, this is a long path. It's a long way. It's a long journey, isn't it? So that canal, that pathway, that channel is known as the alimentary canal. That pathway is known as the alimentary canal. Okay. So this alimentary canal or digestive tract, what we call alimentary canal or digestive tract, the long way, the long path which constitute all these organs that we have mentioned. Buccal cavity is there, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum and anus. Okay. So along these components or compartments will be able to do the digestion? No. They are not able to do the digestion without some important factors, without some important things are there. They are known as glands. These glands produce enzymes. Enzymes are actually chemical substances. So since these enzymes are involved in digestion, we call them digestive enzymes or digestive juices. These digestive juices will be secreted by the glands like liver, pancreas or salivary glands. All these glands produce digestive juices that helps in the digestion of the nutrients. That is, they will break up. So we know that saliva is present in mouth. So salivary glands produce some sort of enzymes and that will be doing the digestion from the mouth itself. So the starting of the digestion will be done at the mouth itself. Okay. Next, stomach. Some more digestive juices will be breaking down the complex molecule into simpler, and liver also secreting some other pancreas also secreting some other digestive juices or digestive enzymes which all make the digestion easy process. Okay. So digestive system, the term digestive system that you can see here, this a system, what do you mean by system? A computer system. A digestive system means a group of things. So digestive system means it comprises of all the compartments together with glands which produces digestive enzymes. So the alimentary tract or digestive canal, alimentary canal together with the glands constitute the digestive system. Who and all are present in the digestive system? The alimentary canal together with the glands which produce the digestive juices. They all together constitute the digestive system. Okay. Now we are going to study the mouth and buccal cavity. What is the importance of mouth and buccal cavity in the process of digestion? Okay. Mouth consists of tongue, teeth. So now first we will be discussing about the teeth. We are having 32, an adult is having 32 teeth, 16 at the upper jaw and 16 at the lower jaw. This is the picture. This is the picture of the lower jaw. See, you can see the arrangement. They are having different sizes. The teeth are having different sizes. And one thing, when you were a small kid, when you were having 1 year or 2 years, so at that time your teeth started to fall. So such teeth are known as milk teeth. Milk teeth will be falling and in place of that permanent teeth will be coming. Okay. So these teeth, there are 4 incisors are there. Incisors means you can see if you want to bite something, cut something, you will be using your 4 front teeth. They are called incisors. There are 4 incisors at the lower jaw, 4 incisors at the upper jaw. And there are 2 canines. You can see this canine. This is the, you can see the canines in dogs also. They are sharp teeth. We are having 2, isn't it? So these 2 canines will be helping us to pierce the food that we are having, just like a dog too. Okay. There are 4 incisors and 6 there are four premolars and 6 molars. So same pattern will be there in the upper jaw also, 16 at down lower jaw and 16 at the upper jaw, and they will be having different functions also. In this table you can see, you will have to write the function also. Chewing, cutting and biting teeth. Which are the cutting and biting teeth? They are the incisors. Piercing teeth or tearing teeth, they are the canines. And chewing and grinding teeth, premolars and molars. So incisors, canines, premolars, molars. Biting, piercing, grinding, just like that you remember. Incisors for biting or cutting, and canines for tearing, premolars and molars for grinding purpose and chewing. We will be grinding something or chewing something using this last row teeth. They are premolars and molars. Their shape is just like that of a stone also. They can grinding stone, just like that. Okay, next one we will be doing another activity, that is activity 2.3, in which we are going to test the presence of starch in the food. So we can take two test tube A and test tube B. In test tube A we are taking food, a little bit rice you can take, because rice contains starch, and in test tube B you can take a little bit rice, but after chewing it properly. So in test tube 1 you will be taking boiled rice, keep it in the test tube 1, okay, and take some more quantity of boiled rice and chew it very well, so that saliva will be mixing in that properly. After chewing, you put the rice or boiled rice in test tube B. Now take 2-3 drops of iodine solution and put 2-3 drops of iodine solution to test tube A. Same procedure can be done with test tube B. And what is the color change? Can you find any color change in test tube A and B? Yes, of course. In test tube A there will be a change, that is a blue-black color will be developing, that indicates the presence of starch in test tube A. But in test tube B there is no color change, because the starch present in that rice has already been reduced, or that has been made into simpler sugars by these enzymes which are present in our saliva. So the salivary enzymes act on the starch, complex starch molecules, and cut down or break down into simpler substances called sugars. So once sugars has, the iodine test will not be positive. Iodine test will be positive only for starch. For sugars it will not be positive, so will not get blue-black color. Understood? Okay. Now, another component, another organ that you can see in your mouth is tongue. Tongue is very fleshy. It is fixed at one point and it can move at the other point. You can move your tongue. Just you can do, isn't it? You can move your tongue in any other direction and you can do, but it is fixed at one end. And this tongue has got a lot of functions. You know that when we have to taste something, we will be using our tongue to taste it, isn't it? Somebody asks you, well, please taste it, whether it's good or whether it is salty. So you will be using your tongue to taste it. So taste buds are there on the tongue, which help us to test the taste of the food. Some special cells will be there which will detect the bitterness, some special cells for sweet, sour, all these kinds of taste cells will be there which help us to detect the taste of our food. Another important function of tongue is yes, of course, tongue is needed for speaking. That is another thing. And another important function is tongue is helping us to mix up saliva with the food. During the digestion which is taking place in the mouth, during the chewing process, if tongue is not there, the mixing of saliva with the food will not be taking place properly. So in order to mix up saliva with the food properly, we need tongue. Tongue helps us to mix up saliva with the food. Okay. And it also helps us to swallow the food. Taste buds can be detected. Okay. Another one is tooth decay. Tooth decay. Most of you had experienced tooth decay in your childhood, isn't it? Yes. So how it comes? Tooth decay is, that is some damage that is happening to our teeth. That is decay or disintegration or damage happening to our teeth is known as tooth decay. Suppose we had our food and we did not wash our mouth properly. We thought and we went to sleep. At that time what happens? Always bacteria will be present in our mouth. They are good bacteria only. They will not do any harmful for us. But if you are doing like this, if there are some leftover food in our mouth, some bad bacteria, some dangerous bacteria also will be growing, and they will eat up our food. They will eat up the leftover food on our teeth and they will secrete some acids. These acids will be causing damage to our teeth. In that way, tooth decay happens to us. So the leftover food should be cleaned up regularly. Whenever you have your food, you have to brush your teeth at least twice, 2 times in a day, morning and night, before going to sleep. So 2 times you have to brush. Always wash your mouth after having your food. Wash properly so that all the leftover food should be throw away from our mouth. Okay. So no bacteria will be acting upon. So dangerous bacteria will be acting upon the leftover food present in our mouth, and they will secrete some acids. That acids cause tooth decay actually. Okay, this is the end of this session. Hope you understood this video and enjoyed this video. So please don't forget to subscribe my channel, share it with your friends, do comment your valuable comments. I need. Subscribe my channel, and thank you.